hot up in Maine. Susan, I emailed you and sent you a message, but when you get a chance, just check that out. I'm glad you're here. All right, so I am gonna hide Facebook so it doesn't get in our way. Up in Maine. Whoop. Susan, I emailed you. Okay. Oh, we don't need that echo. Hot on Long Island, yes. AC is good, but guys just showed up to fix leaking furnace. Oh no. When we're done, go to the library or the beach or something. Okay. So I am streaming over to YouTube. So hello to our friends who are watching us over there. And hello to everyone who is here and joining us here on Zoom. I'm so honored and so thankful that you have carved out part of your days, part of your weeks to spend some time with me, getting to know each other, and all of those things has really just been so wonderful. I may have to jump off if they need something. So this will be, it's streaming to YouTube now. So if you need to catch up, you can watch the replay right there. And I will get it loaded on the Student Hub page, but at least as an immediate, because I'm jumping from here to feed the kids because they have no school today, and then another meeting. So it won't be probably up on the Student Hub till tonight, but it'll be on YouTube. Okay, so let's dive into all of the things. Um, we're going to do a bunch of things today, and I want to introduce myself again to any of you that don't know me. Although I think most of you do know me by now. We've spent a bunch of time together. So my name is Jessica Ayes, and I am the designer and everything else behind Double the Stitches. And I also own the Stitch Society and run and host the Stitch Society membership. And we're going to talk, I've been talking about that, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about it because it's just such a wonderful place. It's such a special place to me. And I want to share it with you all because maybe it is that thing that has been missing for you. Before I do that, I want to talk about prizes because I know that a lot of you are here for the prizes. So first, I want to just go over the day one prizes, our day two prizes, and announce again our Stitch Society membership scholarship winner. And then I will draw the initial prizes for today, but I also later on today have a code that I will share with you all where that you can use to get a discount on my knit and crochet patterns. And I also have a surprise that I am going to draw for a free pattern code for the top 5 of our group members who have been engaging in the group. This is a contest I used to run. I used to run it within our group very often, and then life got busy and things kind of took other directions. So I think I'm going to bring it back. Let me know how you feel about that. But I'm going to give a pattern code to, as determined by Facebook, the top 5 engagers in the group. So that includes things like liking other people's comments, liking posts, commenting other people's posts, creating your own posts, all of those things. I didn't want to announce it earlier because I wanted that engagement during our challenge to be natural. I didn't want you to just being, commenting and engaging because there was a contest. So I let that go, and I'm surprising you with it all. So first, let me announce those who have already won prizes, and I will be in touch with you by tomorrow with the codes for the things that you have won. So our day one, our first set of winners for pattern codes, those went to, you know what, I can stop sharing while I announce these. So those went to Norma Timms, to Kathy English Shengaletti, and to Liev Pikal. Those 3 of you won pattern codes from the day one post. The workshop code goes to Wendy Tumbleson. Wendy's already a Stitch Society member, so she has access to my workshop. So Wendy, I will reach out and we will see what we work out, but I will make you happy. I promise. Maybe it's a free month in the membership, and we'll make you happy. Day two, there's no we, it's just me. Day two winners, three pattern codes to Beth Sanfransky, Derek, to Mary French, and to Christine Sherman. You won pattern codes, your choice of any of my patterns. There is also a workshop code that was given out on from the day two winners, and that went to Lynn Matisiak. I am terrible with names, and I feel terrible, and I am terrible with names. So those are the winners that have been announced so far. We also have big congratulations to our Stitch Society scholarship winner, to Tristan Mack. Today I will draw prizes for three pattern codes of your choice. So you can pick anything from my collection, another workshop code, and a pattern club membership code. So these are prizes for those who posted on the post in the Facebook group. I linked it all over the place in your emails, on the pattern, the Double Dare Hub. So those are where those winners are being drawn from. And again, later I'll share the code for joining me here or watching the replay. Now I am going to grab all of those names from this sheet and put them in the wheel of names. And okay, let's share my screen. And we will start with to share computer audio. Please install the Zoom audio device. Please restart your audio sharing application. Oh my goodness. I can't do that. All right, so I don't know if you'll hear the wheel clicking. Fortunately, I don't have a video to share. You should see my screen with the blank, so all gray wheel of names. And now it is full. What I love to do is shuffle that for you. And I'm going to draw those winners. So thank you to everyone wishing congratulations in the chat. Just when you think you have technology figured out, they throw you for another loop. So let us spin the wheel. So we're doing five prizes right now. So we're going to do three pattern codes, one workshop code, and 1 year in the pattern club, which is, there's no community for it. It's just that you get either my newest pattern or a code to pick your own favorite pattern that month. All right. All right, so our first winner for a pattern code is Christine Sturman. Congratulations to you, Christine. Okay, here we go. Let us pick our second winner for the pattern code. To Rosanna Gilreath. Congratulations, Rosanna. Okay, let's pick number 3. Oh, Betty Sue, you're so wonderful. She says in the chat, being a Stitch Society member for a while, I always consider, I'll wait for that to stop. She said, being a Stitch Society member for a while, I always consider myself a winner. If you aren't, then you should be. Oh, you're so kind, Betty Sue. So our third pattern code winner is Linda Murphy. All right, next up, we are drawing a code for your choice of any of my workshops. You can learn to knit lace, to knit cables, to fix your regular knitting mistakes, stockinette, garter stitch, dropped stitches, missing yarn overs, accidental yarn overs, all of those things are included in that the OOPS workshop. There's a workshop on brioche knitting. There's access to this Double Dare workshop. So if you need access to it, it'll be there for you after everything comes down this weekend from the Student Hub. So let's draw our workshop prize winner. There's also mosaic knitting. And that goes to Ashley Watkins. Congratulations, Ashley. Okay, and our final prize that we're doing with the Wheel of Names today is your choice of, I'm sorry, not your choice. You gain access 1 year in my Pattern Club membership. It's $77 for a year. Or if you were to join, $7 a month is another option. So you get some, I think it's 1 extra month when you join for a year, but the winner of this prize will get it for free for 1 year. So it's a pattern from me every month, either my newest pattern or your choice from my collection of nearly 60 designs. Oh, oh no. So I think what the fair thing to do. Congratulations, Tristan, because you won the membership in the Stitch Society, and this would really be a duplicate of the pattern portion. I hate to do this, and I should have gone through the names. I hope you're okay with this. I'm gonna pick a different winner just so that to keep it fair, so that everyone gets an opportunity to win one prize. So I'm gonna draw another name. Tell you a funny Tristan should go buy a lottery ticket. Yes, I will tell you a funny story. I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second. I will tell you a funny story. This just happened to me on the other side. I participated in a challenge to learn how to run Facebook ads. So a kind of businessy thing, but fun because of the wins from all of that. And so they drew one prize each day of the challenge. And I won a prize on the first day. And then they drew my name on the second day, and they were so embarrassed. And they said their assistant, his name is Zach, and he said his assistant told him, make sure you remember to remove Jessica because she won yesterday. And so, what are the chances that the same thing happened here? So, I hope you understand, Tristan, since it would really be a duplicate prize. I'm going to draw one more winner for that prize. And lesson learned, it can happen to me too. Okay, so let me just go back to our wheel of names. And I'm going to draw one more winner for this will be the Pattern Club winner. So again, my apologies, Tristan. I hope you understand. Let's draw one more winner. And yes, go buy a lottery ticket. Okay, congratulations to Sheila Dixon Archery. Archie, you won 1 year in my pattern club, so you will get an email from me every month with either my newest pattern or a code to pick your favorite. All right. Kathy says, congratulations to all the winners. Vivian says, congratulations to all the winners. Andrea says, congratulations. Michelle says, congratulations to all the lucky winners. So lots of wonderful thoughts from your friends here in the chat. What I am going to do now is share my other screen. And I'm going to share a little bit more about the Stitch Society membership. I have a lot of questions that come into my inbox every time I talk about the membership. And I want to make sure that no one is on the fence, because that's the most uncomfortable place to be, to not really be sure if it's the right fit for you, if you're kind of indecisive about it. It happens to me all of the time. And I think that the best thing is to answer as many questions as I can. So if you're joining me here live on on Zoom, then feel free to ask questions in the chat. You're always welcome to email me with questions about anything, and I will get back to you just as soon as possible. So if you have questions, feel free to share those. Oh, I wonder if I can do this differently, because I hate that when I share my screen, you can't see me. And the only option is for me to be big and covering the slides, and that's, oh, can I make me smaller? We're gonna try this. It might be a little weird, but I want you to be able to see me. So I should be kind of in the bottom corner of the screen. I want you to see me as I'm talking, because just looking at slides is not super fun. So hopefully that actually worked. I've never done that before, but we will see how it goes. This is a comic strip. This is the Pickles comic strip, and it's something that I saved because I saw it once and I just felt like it really encompassed a lot of how I felt when I was designing and creating. Kathleen says Pickles is the story of my marriage, and Michelle says it worked. Thank you. So here I am, um, kind of weird without the background, but there we go. So yes, it's a little bit like my marriage. It's a little bit like so many of our lives. And maybe this is not our spouse, but just someone else in our lives. Now I'm in two corners. Um, so is that weird, Beth Ann? Let me know, because I can turn off the little bottom one. Let me know if it's weird or creepy. I've never done it before. I've never seen it done before, but I just hate that the replay, I'm in two corners, is that it's fine. Okay. So focus on one of me, pick one. I hope there's not like a weird delay. Um, Speaking of sharing later, please say thanks and so long for now to June. Oh yeah, she has been so good. I'm so proud of her. She stole my spot on the couch though, of course, and I have to fight her to get it back later. So this is a comic strip. When I first saw it, and it just really summed everything. Double the Jessica. That's funny, Betty Sue. Um, and Andrew says, I closed the thumbnails to view the full strip, so I only see one of you. That's a great idea, Andrea. Okay, so this is the Pickles comic strip, and it is the story of a couple. It's a Sunday and daily comic strip by Brian Crane, and it focuses on a couple in their 70s, a retired couple. Earl is the husband and Opal is the wife. And what it says on the screen is she's sitting on the couch and she's knitting. She's got her cat next to her. And he comes over and he says, What are you knitting? And she says, A scarf. And he says, Oh, how do you do that without even looking? And she says, Are you really interested in how I do it? And he says, No, but I'm pretending that I'm interested. Isn't that worth something? So, does anyone else have someone in their life, a spouse, a friend, a family member, who pretends that they're interested, like Earl does with Opal's crafts? Let me know if you've experienced this in your life. I wanted to talk a little bit about what's actually included in the membership, because that is something that comes up all of the time. And of course, you want to know, what is that, the monthly cost, the 6-month cost, or the annual cost? You have different payment options, and I'll talk more about that later. People wonder what is actually included in the Stitch Society membership. And I want to talk about that with you. So every month, there is new stuff happening, new meetups, new opportunities for something to knit. Every month you get a pattern from me, either a brand new pattern or your choice of one from my collection. We twice a month get together for monthly private coffee chats on Zoom. We'll talk about your projects, your yarn, tips and tricks, and life in general. We have been there to support each other through the good times, through the tough times, all of those. Of course, my nose is itchy. You get priority pattern support. So if you're struggling with something, I will be there to support you. Sometimes that is just responding to your email. Sometimes it is sharing a resource, whether it is something that I've created or something that I have found online that will help you over that struggle, through that hurdle, over that hurdle and through that struggle. And sometimes it is me turning on my camera to film a video to show you what I think would improve what you're doing. And I have a video I'm going to share with Laura, who's in my inbox, from during the challenge about a problem that she was having with her coaster. We also have Fiber Friends interviews and events, and you'll learn some tips and tricks or first looks from my favorite people in the fiber world. I'm in a big community called the Fiber Business Collective, and I have made a lot of connections with fellow people in the yarn world. Knitters, crocheters, spinners, dyers, weavers, yarn store owners, farm owners. And so I bring someone in and we just kind of chat. It's not really an instructional thing. It's a get to know you. Who are you? What are you passionate about? What do you offer people like the members, people like you? So that is one of my favorite things to do. I also recently added expanded and unlimited stitch sessions on Zoom. In fact, tonight at 7:30, a bunch of members are gathering together on Zoom. I will be at an appointment. I will be there to help them get into Zoom. That shouldn't be any problem. The room is all set up for you guys. But I love that they are getting together. It happened to not be a time that worked for my schedule, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to get together. So I give access to my Zoom room whenever I'm not using it for different things, because you can have one meeting at a time, but most of the time I'm not in there, and it's there for you to use. The best way, it's not an ongoing open chat room, so the best thing is to reach out to fellow members, either posting in our community or sending a message to someone and making a plan to meet up. And you have access to that anytime that you want to knit and chat with one or more of the friends that you make in our community. This is not recorded. It is not streamed anywhere. It is private to whoever is there in the room with you. So you can stay connected, forge new friendships, build upon ongoing friendships, share your project, seek advice from each other, celebrate each other's achievements in a relaxed and welcoming environment from the comfort of your own home. It's designed to be a source of support, encouragement, and friendship so you feel connected and energized in your knitting journey. You also get all of my past workshops as bonuses, and we'll talk about that more. You get access to any of my future workshops included in the price of your membership. So if I'm teaching something, I am giving you access to an invitation to join me. You get member-only voting power. So right now there is a post in the group asking what other double knitting projects would you like to see me design. Later, there will be another post in the group asking, because I already know I'm going to ask, what workshops, what topics would you like to see me cover in workshops? So if there's something that you're looking to know and it's within my wheelhouse and ability to teach it, I want to teach what you want to learn. I don't want to just pick a topic out of a hat. I want it to be something that is going to help at least some of our knitters move forward, make progress in their yarn journey. And then, as I mentioned, we have our members only Facebook community group. So instead of being in, you're welcome to continue to stay, of course, but my large free group has 4,100 members. It's a big group. Other groups on Facebook have tens of thousands of members. So instead of getting kind of lost in that shuffle and just being another person posting in the group, I like to say it's a little bit like Cheers, where everybody knows your name and everyone's always glad you came. So you're getting access to that community support from people who really know who you are and know more about you. And so with all of these features, the membership is designed to help empower knitters like you who are creative, who are curious, who are passionate, who are friendly, and maybe a little obsessed with knitting to learn new techniques, to find a supportive community, to enjoy the camaraderie of being together with like-minded knitters, leaving behind that frustration of knitting alone, spending hours and hours searching on YouTube or other websites to try to find an answer. You get support from me. I'm a designer. I have been knitting for 14 years now. I've taught in yarn shops. I've taught all of these different workshops. I want to have that connection with you and I want to support you along your journey. And the membership gives me that ability to do that. All of these things that I listed off that are included, the pattern every month, the monthly stitch sessions, the priority pattern support, the Fiber Friends interviews, the Stitch and Technique library access, the unlimited Zoom chat access. If I was to charge to bill separately for each of these things, it is over $103 every month in value. That's over $1,200 over the course of a year. Okay, so what about the bonuses? Everyone loves a good bonus, right? So what are the bonuses and are they really worth over $450? So let me tell you about that. There is a limited time bonus that will expire on Saturday when everything else comes down. You get your choice of 4 patterns for free. It's up to a $34 value. Most of my patterns are $8. There is my sweater pattern, not pictured here, that is $10. And then I have a couple, I think 2 $5 patterns, maybe 1. So the workshops, you also get 6 on-demand workshops, instant access to them. You can learn at your own pace. They're on demand, so they're already recorded. Some of them are replays of challenges like the Double Dare Challenge. Some of them are replays of a 90-minute lesson. I think it was actually 2 hours on the Oops, Fix Your Mistakes. Let's talk a little bit more about what those are. So you get to have access to my beginner's guide to lace knitting workshop. In that workshop, you'll discover basic stitches used to create lace knitting, understand the lace knitting chart symbols, learn how to decode a knitting chart for lace so you don't have to work from pages and pages and pages of written instructions or know a secret language. Learn to read your stitches so you can easily find where you are in a pattern, even when there are distractions, whether it is children coming in and out, a neighbor coming to the door, a salesperson coming to the door, a spouse or a friend or someone just, interrupting a phone call. All of those things interrupt us in our thought process as we're working across a row of knitting. And then sometimes it becomes hard to figure out what row you were up to or what part of the repeat. I will talk and explain different ways to use lifelines and why you need them. And this will save you so much stress. How to block your knitting and why you should, and I will show you the difference. And when it comes to charts, what do those gray no stitch boxes mean on a chart? If you've looked at a chart and you are a beginner, you may have been confused by those gray boxes, or when the chart kind of starts, it starts and it ends and then it picks up again. I will explain everything so that they finally make sense. And that is probably by far one of the most commonly, frequently asked questions in knitting groups when someone is first starting out with reading charts. So I've got you. I will teach you all of that. These values are the price of the workshop plus the bonuses that are included in them. So you'll get access to watch the Conquer Cable Knitting Workshop, learn in 5 days of on-demand lessons shared in bite-sized and easy to follow videos. You'll learn how to understand the basics of cable knitting so you can conquer this skill even if you've never tried it before. You'll watch as I teach you how to fix mistakes so you don't have to frog or undo hours of work, including cables. I like to say that zigged instead of zagged. So if the cable was supposed to twist to the left, but it accidentally twisted to the right. I'll tell you a story about one of our members. Her name was Sally, and she had knit this beautiful sweater for her daughter. I believe, might have been her granddaughter. I should have checked that, but she shared this story about how she had knit the whole sweater and it had beautiful cables coming down the sleeves. And she noticed like a few days before she was about to gift it for a birthday that one of the cables was not going in the right direction. And the whole story is in the Facebook group, so you can read it there if you would like. But with this workshop, she was able to go and undo just the cable portion on one sleeve. So she didn't have to tear out anything. just those cable stitches and rework that cable so that it was correct. And she was able to give the gift on time instead of having to give an IOU. So isn't that made me so happy when she shared her progress on that with us. You'll master how to count the rows between cables so you stay on track even when you are knitting, even when there are distractions. And you'll follow along as I show you the secret to knitting reversible cables so that both sides of your beautiful cable projects will shine. You'll learn how to decode a cable knitting chart so you don't have to work from all of those written instructions, just like with the lace, but cables are different. And I want to teach you all of that. You'll get my Oops workshop where I'll show you how to fix the most common mistakes we all make in knitting, including errors in patterning. So if it was a purl that should have been a knit, if you have dropped stitches, if you have missing yarn overs, accidental yarn overs, missed decreases, I'll show you how to take a knit two together and turn it into a slip slip knit. You don't need to undo all of your work to fix that mistake. It's really not that hard and so empowering. It's the best thing that I did in my knitting was learn how to fix mistakes, because now I have all of that fear has been eliminated. I don't need to undo all of my work, hours and hours. I can just isolate where the mistake is, read my knitting so that I figure out what the mistake is, and then I can fix that. And it is really so empowering. And I can't wait for you to learn. You'll also get my A Taste of Brioche workshop. There is so much gatekeeping that happens in knitting, I think, where more advanced knitters sometimes make newer knitters feel like you couldn't possibly be doing that because you've only been knitting for such and such amount of time. And I don't really think that's true. I want to kind of break through that. Of course, you need to know how to knit and you need to know how to purl. And you need to be, confident in those skills, but you don't need to have knitted lace or cables to knit brioche. The workshop is a wonderful opportunity to dive in to this fascinating technique, create beautiful, squishy, fluffy brioche projects that you've been dreaming about. If you have your eye on patterns, that was the nice thing about the double knitting workshop. Hearing so many of you say, I have owned this other pattern for so long, and now I feel confident enough to try it. And so I can teach you how to pick the yarn colors to make your knitting project easier and get your projects to pop. You'll discover the unique stitches and techniques that make brioche knitting so captivating. And it's really just the brioche knit, the brioche purl, and slipping stitches. You'll learn how to work with two colors to create the fabric. You'll cast on for an ear warmer first. I will teach you how to fix common mistakes and troubleshoot your knitting. These skills will help you learn how to get your stitches back on track. I will teach you how to frog. Betty says, and you need to know how to frog. Learn essential tips and tricks for fixing those mistakes, and learn how to read your stitches so you can find where you are in the pattern. I will talk through and show you how to understand brioche charts. And I go over different variations, one color, two color, flat knitting in the round, variations like fisherman's rib and the bee stitch, and all of that is included in that workshop. Okay, so you might be wondering, how much does it actually cost to join? And I want to talk about that with you. When I open the doors again, I will be raising the price for the membership. I think it will be $37 a month or $370 a year, but that is not the price today. That is not the price from now until we shut everything down on Saturday at midnight. So how much is it? So you can join for $27 a month. When you join monthly, there are no long-term commitments. You're paying a month at a time. So you can cancel the membership if you feel like it's not the right fit for you. If you're undecided, my suggestion is give it a try, join monthly, and then we can upgrade you later if you love it. I am working out a simplified way to do that. And I have a few members who have reached out that wanted to change their payment plan. They've been in for a few months and they want the discount that comes with paying in advance for longer periods of time. So When you join for 6 months, it's $149 every 6 months, and you save a little bit off the monthly price. Or you can join for the annual price of $270 a year. Of course, that is the best price. You get 2 free months when you sign up for a year. It's less than 75 cents a day at the annual price. And it really is such a great value. I think that you will love it. And if you have questions I don't cover, I have some more questions and answers for you. Things that always come up. Is the Stitch Society right for me if I'm a beginner? So yes, I'm happy to provide support if you happen to get stuck on a stitch or a technique that is new to you. Some experience is definitely recommended, like knowing the basic stitches, knowing your knits and your purls, is where I would recommend that you be. I don't have super beginner how to knit your first stitch tutorials. Maybe I'll add those. But for now, things are based on understanding basically how to do the basic stitches at minimum. And then, of course, knitters wonder if the Stitch Society is right for me if I'm already a great knitter and confident in my skills. And I really do hope so. I hope that you can find something that inspires you, that challenges you, that encourages you, or maybe just that community that you have been searching for. Maybe you don't have a yarn store that is nearby. Maybe there are no knitting groups nearby where you can spend time together with other knitters. I'll remember skills really vary greatly from those who have only been knitting for a few months to those who have knit multiple blue ribbon winning shawls to those who have only picked up the needles for the first time last year. My goal is for the Stitch Society to be fun and enjoyable and a welcoming community, a warm community where you can play with what you already know and maybe pick up some tips or tricks or different ways of doing things that you hadn't thought about before, that you hadn't considered before. And of course, you'll get a new pattern every month for instant yarny inspiration, our virtual coffee chats over Zoom, interviews with some of my favorite people in the fiber industry, and my past workshops, free free ticket to any workshops I teach online in the future. And I'll be running another summit this coming winter, so you'll get a free ticket to the summit as well. Will you need a lot of fancy computer skills? If you have participated in the challenge and joined on Zoom here, then you already know everything that you need to know. The live events take place on Zoom, and you can access them just as you are now from a mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop. The patterns are delivered as PDF files. Typically, they are either sent directly to your Ravelry library. Excuse me, if it's a new pattern that I am sharing with everyone, I also send out an email with a link to download them. Sometimes I will share a code for Ravelry. I'm also happy to make that code available on PayHip if Ravelry is a website that you don't use or can't use for whatever reasons. So there's no fancy tools or computer programs to purchase. If you have questions or feel lost, reach out and I'm thrilled to help you walk through all of those things. And lots want to know if you need to use Facebook. So the member classroom is online outside of Facebook, and you can access pretty much everything, I think, through the member website. The Facebook group is a bonus, another opportunity to make connections in between our live events. Stitch sessions are on Zoom. Fiber Friends interviews are now on Zoom. They used to be on Facebook, but I've moved those over to Zoom because Facebook changed the options for membership owners, for group owners. So yeah, the only thing that you would gain by using Facebook is our members community, but you are not required to use that at all. And you can access everything else outside of Facebook. We talked about that, how that works and that. So yes, you don't need to use Ravelry at all. Some people wonder about my patterns if they are tech edited and test knit. Yes, they are. It is a valuable part of the design process for me. Your yarn time should be enjoyable. I use a professional tech editor who has superpowers, I like to say. Superpowers. She's a superhero. She puts herself in your shoes to find any tricky bits that might be unclear, help make the pattern as easy to follow as possible. Sorry. Kathleen says, grateful for the tech editor. She makes sure the maths, that the gauge that's written in the pattern equals the finished measurements. She checks all of that for me. I have a team of well over 70 pattern testers. I think we're over 70 now, whose skill levels vary from beginner to advanced. I love including knitters of different skill levels in my testing because when I publish a pattern, I want anyone to be able to pick it up and knit it. I don't want it to only be for advanced knitters. And as a member, you're invited to be a test knitter, but it's not an obligation or a requirement. Some knitters enjoy being part of that process. Some have design aspirations of their own, and so they like to see what goes into that. So it's just an option. And of course, you know, how long will you get this membership price, especially since I talked about increasing the price of the membership in the future. So when you join, whatever price you join at, even my founding members who have been members for 2.5 years now, they are paying the price that it was when I first opened the Stitch Society. So your price will never change. The membership price, however, for new members will change. So you'll lock in that price and it will never go up as long as you are a member in good standing with no break in your membership. If you cancel your membership and you would like to join again, it will be at whatever the current price is. And I've talked about this a bit through the challenge. Do I have a team? Will we be dealing with me? Will you be dealing with me or someone else if we need help? Right now, it's just me. Hi. I may be, as things grow, I may be bringing on a team member who will help in the back end, but support questions will come to me, knitting help questions, all of that stuff will come through me directly. But I sometimes need help making sure things get scheduled and go where they need to be and all of that stuff. So that may be coming and I'll introduce her to you when we get there, or him. There isn't a person yet, but that is, I think, something that will be coming, especially for things like the summit that I'll be hosting again. Live events. I like to vary the days and the times to hopefully accommodate as many members as possible. I also I post those as events. We have a calendar you can subscribe to, just like we did for the challenge. Next upcoming events, we have one this coming Sunday. We have a Stitch Society, a social stitch session. We have another one of those coming up. That's at 3 o'clock Eastern. Another one coming up the following Saturday on the 29th. And then again on Tuesday evening, I think that is July 9th, in the evening at 7:30 in the evening. Fiber Friends chats are typically during working hours of whoever the guest is. Most of those have been between 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern and 5 o'clock Eastern, but we have done some in the evening. And so it really depends on when they are available because I want to make it accessible to them. Some of those guests that we've had include someone who sells spinning wheels and spinning fibers and teaches spinning and supports local farms, two lovely women who are part of Eagle Bend Alpaca Farm, who also happen to be members. Donna asked in the chat, if we have schedule conflicts and can't make the meetings, do you record them for us to listen to on our own time? So sometimes it depends what it is. The social stitch sessions on Zoom are just a bunch of friendly knitters getting together and chatting about what's going on in their lives. So I don't record those. Those are private so that you can feel comfortable showing up authentically and sharing whatever it is going on without worrying about it being streamed to wherever or recorded. So for the stitch sessions, it is those are not recorded. For the live events, any bonus workshops that I host, like we had a physical therapist come, that was recorded, and the Fiber Friends chats are also recorded so that you can join those, because we're not getting super personal there, but sometimes in the social stitch sessions, it's friends getting together, and so sometimes you share what is going on in your life. So lovely women who are part of Eagle Bend Alpaca Farm joined us, and they're members of the Stitch Society, a crafty podcast host, fellow knitwear designers like Aranine Designs and Jen Parasini have joined us. So I have a friend who has joined us, a few friends who have joined us that are indie dyers. One who taught us about picking colors for our projects, another one who raises Angora rabbits, sells yarn and other supplies. So I always try to switch things up and try to make it so that you can join us. And those events, the Fiber Friends events and any bonus workshops are absolutely recorded. So you can watch on your own time. And that is your question that I just answered there, Donna. Told you these are real questions that people ask. Can I gift a Stitch Society membership to another knitter? So yes, that is something that you can do. Reach out to me at hello@doublethestitches with the name and email address of the person you'd like to send the gift to and the length of the subscription you'd like to offer. So a prepaying for 6 months or prepaying for a year. And I'll follow up with you to complete the subscription, share the good news and the login details with the lucky knitter. That was something I very recently added. Something that people have been wondering is, does the Stitch Society membership contribute to the knitting community or any charitable initiative? So giving back to our community is really important to me. Some of you joined me for my local yarn store event in April with the Trust Fall shawl, but I didn't just send out codes. There was a super fun full knit along with Zooms and community and all of those things, tutorial videos, all of that. In the past, for Giving Tuesday, I have donated proceeds from the Stitch Society membership fees from the month of November to the Accessible Patterns Index. They help crafters who struggle with their vision find low vision and screen reader patterns that are accessible so they can continue to enjoy their favorite crafts. And as you have seen with the Double Dare pattern, I also create low vision versions of some of my patterns and include that at no additional cost. The refund policy, of course. So if you sign up monthly, you may cancel your monthly membership at any time. In your classroom, there is a link that you can do that, or you can email me and give 10 days notice to cancel your account. For prepaying for the annual or 6-month commitments, you may cancel your membership at any time, meaning that it will not renew again after the initial period that you have paid, the 6 or 12-month commitment. And I don't offer refunds on annual or membership subscriptions. And due to the digital nature of the membership, I'm not able to offer returns or refunds. You can't return digital content like patterns and things like that. If you have questions that I didn't answer, then feel free to email me. I am going to stop for a second because I do have a little more I want to talk to you about. But I know a lot of you are here hanging out, waiting for that pattern code. I am going to announce it now. So I'm saying I'm announcing it to make sure that you're paying attention. That code is, and I'll type it in the chat too. So the code is double thanks, and it is good on Ravelry. And after the call, I'll make it also good on PayHip. So that is, yeah, so it's 30% off as many of my patterns. Grab one or grab a bunch of them. And there was a question about renewals. So I'll share the code again, just in case you missed it. It's double thanks, no spaces or dashes at all. But I know that some of you may have other things to do. So I don't want to, keep you here forever, but I do have more to share and more questions that I want to answer. Okay. Susan says, I joined during the summit for 6 months. I forgot the date when I should renew, which I believe must be now. Do you notify us when we are due to renew? That's something that, I'll be honest, that I am working on. But anyone who joined during the summit in February, if you joined with the promotion that was part of that summit, then your billing started in March. So 6 months from then would be September. So you do still had have time on your membership, but I emailed you and reached out. I'll send you another email because yes, I'll reach out to you, Susan. But I am happy to hear that you want to renew. The other thing I do want to say is that you do not need to renew. So your membership will auto renew at the end of your 6 month at the end of your monthly period, your 6 month or your annual automatically for you. So you don't have to stress about that. The system will automatically do that for you unless it is canceled. So I will reach out to you, Susan, later today again with more information now that I know what was going on. So this is a part of our membership classroom. As I built the membership, I knew that just having the videos access in Facebook wasn't the right choice. I needed a place to host everything. So I built this membership classroom, and it houses all of the content, all of the workshops. It's a place where you can find all of the dates for upcoming events, access to the growing Stitch and Technique library, request pattern support, review recordings of Fiber Friends events. And anyone who is a current member, I have exciting news. Boiler is fixed. Glad to hear that, Laura. Welcome back. So this is exciting. You can see the timestamp on my phone as of 10:37 a.m. today. We have our very own app for the membership. So you can easily access the Stitch Society membership content, the workshop content, all of that right on your phone or your iPad. If you're a current member, I will be providing a walkthrough and showing you exactly how to get this on your devices. So if you don't use a computer, but you use a tablet or something else, this is going to make it so much easier. I'm so excited about this. At first, I thought it was just for the for what I use to host my website and courses and stuff that I am part of through this program, but I found out this morning that it is for you guys too. So I was really, really excited about that. Something I love to share is comments from our current members and what do they love about being in the Stitch Society. So I posted this the other day to get some new and fresh takes from current members, because when I'm looking to join something, I want to know about current members' experiences, what they love about it, what is their reason for being part of it. And so Kathy shared that I love being able to knit with others on Zoom. I love new knitting challenges. And she said, my knitting group are mainly new knitters and don't want to try something new. Instead of helping new knitters, I can just knit and learn with this group. And I loved that. I run a library group, and some of the members of the library group in person, they have desire to learn new and different things, and some are happy with what they know and they just want to do more of it, because for them, new stuff is sometimes too much of a challenge. Some are in their 90s. Some are younger, but it's there's a bit of a spread, a range of ages there. But sometimes you get tired of being the helper and you want to learn. And that's something that is very true for myself too. I'm always looking for different workshops from other knitting instructors and taking different classes so that I can keep up my skills, advance my skills, and bring new things to you as well and incorporate them into my patterns and things like that. So ongoing lifelong learning is such an important cornerstone of how I look at life. Carol says, I love knowing I have a whole group of people, or as Jessica calls us, a village, for help and little tricks to make knitting easier. Just being in a group of like-minded knitters and Jessica's positive, sweet, and uplifting attitude and passion for teaching all of us what she knows. And that was from Carol. And Wendy shared, the community aspect of the Stitch Society has been a joy for me. I have learned some great tips from many. All the tutorials and workshops have been great. Knitting 2 socks at once is my favorite. That's in the Stitch and Technique library. This group filled a hole I didn't know about. Sharing my hobby with other like people has been great. And two more I wanted to share with you. Janice says another awesome group of knitters with knowledge, learning how to do the garter tip cast on with stitch markers, seeing new yarns despite having a house full. And P.S. I'm going to learn how to do socks. So I was thrilled to see that, Janice. And this was from Lonnie. She shared this actually welcoming new members. And she said, welcome new members. I have been knitting for 18 years and joined Stitch Society in December after learning it through via Marley Bird's 24 Days of Quickies Countdown this past winter. Lots of great creative folks in here, and Jessica keeps things interesting for new stitchers as well as experienced stitchers. And I really loved that perspective. It helps to know that, yes, I'm teaching some sort of beginner level classes. I also am bringing in experienced stitchers, teaching new things. I think Lonnie had not done double knitting before or used it as practice, knitting 18 years. She's done lots of things. So again, the value of everything in a year of Stitch Society membership is $1,236, which is a lot of stuff for just $27 a month. Something I wanted to share is that a lot of people looking at knitwear designers or crochet designers from the outside and not being behind the scenes don't know how hard it really is unless you are one of a very small handful. I could probably count them on one hand, maybe two hands, of designers that are easily making a sustainable living just from designing patterns. And so for me, financially, the membership gives me that stability, that recurring amount coming in to help. I'm not a big corporation. You're, lining the pockets of the CEOs, pants. You are paying for their private jets. Stitch Society membership is paying for karate for my children, for different activities that they want to sign up for, coding camp and summer camp, and making sure that they have new clothes when they need them. I'm fortunate and blessed to not be a single parent, and my husband is wonderfully supportive, but sometimes it's those extras. And so having the membership gives me that sustainability, that ability to, to put the food on the table, to pay for those extra things, to pay for life, to pay for the surprise. We didn't know that the school was taking the kids to an amusement park and it's $50 per kid to go for the day. And so having that, that cushion in my life through the design work, through the Stitch Society membership, you're making a difference. Sometimes you see signs like small business Saturday signs, and they say like your purchase is paying for ballet lessons for someone's daughter, or baseball equipment or football equipment, or whatever it is. Supporting those small designers it really does make a difference. And I just wanted to say how thankful and grateful that I am. Victoria says I'm gonna go get off now and some lunch. See you all in the group. Thank you for joining us for all of this. So it's $27 a month. You can save when you sign for 6 months or get the best deal with the annual membership. I want to, before we sign off, let me just open the screenshot that I took to announce. I think this is the right one. Nope. I want to announce the prizes for the most engaged during our challenge, and then I'll open it up if you have any questions. So let me share. I don't know if that was sharing the right thing. Here we go. Okay, so these are the top engagers or top contributors, people who were most active in the community feed over the last 28 days before the last update. So these 5 wonderful friends will also receive a code for your choice of a free pattern from me. So Terry Lester, Ronnie Alger, Laura Hirsch, Victoria Thompson, and Kay Rice. So congratulations. Susan says, yes, Jessica, don't forget to, it saves gas money to travel to yarn shops. So yes, so that is our top 5 contributors, and I will be doing another contest like this next month in July. Again, giving codes to the top 5 active people in the group. I know it's the summer. I know that so many of us get busy doing other things, but I hope that we stay in touch and keep the group going, keeping the group active, all of those things. So now that I have stopped sharing my screen, I'm going to just head back over and see if anyone has classes. Deb says, have you considered a workshop on design? I've designed and knit a number of sweaters and dresses for myself and my granddaughter, though I have no idea how to adjust for other sizes. Maybe. um, I do know someone who is teaching. She has a design lab. I will think about it, and if not, I will share that information in the group with you all. I'm just scrolling through to see if any of you have any questions. And again, I'll put that code in the chat in case you missed it. And it was double thanks, and that's good on Ravelry or Payhip. Just give me a minute to get it up on Payhip because time got away from me. I'm putting my Ravelry link here in the chat, and I'll put my Payhip link there as well, just in case you don't use Ravelry and would like another option. All right, does anyone have any questions for me? Any other questions? Anything I didn't cover? If you have other questions or you're watching the replay, feel free to reach out, send me an email, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Cinda said in the beginning that my husband started out like Earl, and then he learned more. He became truly interested. That's really sweet, Cinda. I love that. And Victoria, I know she hopped off, but she says, my son acts like he's interested, but I don't really think he is. And Deb says, I loved the cat's expressions. Um, okay. Missed I missed all the previous category prize listings. Can you share? Yes, I can pull that list up and share the prize winners. Patty says, how often can I use the coupon code? So the one I shared in the chat is um, you can use it, you can add multiple things to your cart and check out, or you can go back and use it again, but only until Saturday at midnight. The 4 free patterns that you get when you join, so the code is for 30% off. When you join the membership, you get a code to use for 4 free patterns. Past members, current members, I should say, will get that a different code to use. The winners, let me pull that up. Let me find the right tab. To is it in here? So yes, so I can share the winners so far were Norma Timms, Kathy English Shengaletti, and Liev Pikal won a free pattern code from me from the day 1 prizes. And the workshop code goes to Wendy, but you already have all the workshops as a Stitch Society member. What time is the Zoom and what link to join in? The Zoom tonight is for Stitch Society members, so of course you're invited, Jackie. I think they were meeting at 7:30. Laura, I believe it was posted in the Stitch Society group, but I will create a post before 7:30 in the group to make sure that you guys have everything you need. Day 2 winners were Beth Sanfransky, Derek, Mary French, and Christine Sturman. The workshop code went to Lynn Matziak, and the Stitch Society membership scholarship went to Tristan Mack. And then there were the day 3 prize winners. I have to see how I can grab those, but I'm going to make a post and share all of that with you when I get off of here. Okay, so the pattern code, coupon code you can use when you join is one time, grab all of the 4 patterns that you want. The 30% off code is only good until Saturday night. And then each month you get a code from me. Susan says, Jessica, thanks for everything. That means so much, Susan. I will reach out to you. Laura says, my husband has learned a lot. I can send him out for yarn. That's impressive. And he knows he knows to check dye lot. Also, when we're traveling in our camper, he wakes up earlier than me. And when I wake up, he lets me know where the local yarn stores are. Even had an impromptu taught at an LYS in Missouri. That's wonderful, Laura. And about the pattern club again, so I did pick a winner for the pattern club. I'll share all of that in the chat. The pattern club, the way that that works is you can join for $7 a month or $77 a year. You get a free a pattern from me, 1 pattern each month. You get discounts on paid workshops, and I think you'll get access. There's a few more seats to get access for my Oops workshop. The link for the pattern club, if anyone is looking for that. Let me make sure I don't give you a typo, as I tend to do when I type live. This is the link for the pattern club. Let me, you know what, I'll share that screen quickly while we are here together. So this is the pattern club. Let me move that window. So it's $7 a month, or you can sign up for the annual option. With the Stitch Society, you get free workshops, you get the community, you get the Zoom chats. If that's not your thing, but you loved working from my patterns, then this is a great option. If you know the Zoom things are not your cup of tea, this walks through a lot of the information, examples of some of the patterns. There are bonuses, more of the patterns. So it's less than 25 cents a day, and you'll save $35 a year if you were buying every pattern. The idea behind this is that I know as a knitter, sometimes I see that sometimes I see, you know, a pattern from a designer that I want, and I would love the discount on the pattern. And then I say, okay, I'll go get it, you know, tomorrow or the next day. And then it slips my mind, and then I end up not getting the discount. So you will get, when you join, there's a few more spots left. You'll gain access to my Oops workshop, and then discounts on other workshops. So this is my A Taste of Brioche pattern. Those of you who did Double Dare, you are a little bit familiar with what my patterns look like. This is another one. So everything is written out and easy to follow. You get charts and schematics, professionally reviewed by a technical editor, and all of those things. So that's $7 a month or $77 a year. So it's less than the price of my patterns, buying them individually, and you don't have to worry about missing a discount code or anything like that. All right. My grandpup needs to be walked. Kathy says, thank you so very much, Jessica. And all right, so if no one has any other questions for me, then I'm gonna go hop off, and please, I'll put my email again in the chat. And you can reach out to me with any questions, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. This has been so much fun, and I'm so grateful seeing current members signing on and joining and watching. Hopefully future members and just all of our Double Dare Challenge community coming together again. It's so nice to see all of your faces again. I'm going to remove my spotlight and just say hi, Laura. I see you're holding up. Let me make you bigger. so we can see.
So this time I've been experimenting with these,
Sorry,
and
Michelle. I clicked the wrong
this one's not, that one's rectangular. So I adjusted the stitches and I got the center of this one square, but I'm going to rip this out and make 2 rows of dark here and 2 rows of dark there because I want this center part here to be square. So I'm having a lot of fun um, coloring in squares on this paper that you gave us,
Oh,
and
good.
just experimenting with it. And I'm getting so comfortable with the double knitting now. Thank you so much. That I really am feeling brave enough after I figure out this square thing. I'm feeling brave enough to do this this big blanket that I've been lusting to after doing, and also a squirrel scarf. I think I posted it at one point. So I'm very excited about this, and it's not a stash buster because it's slower, but it's so engaging. I just love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. About the Stash Buster thing, I would say that it depends. Everyone has different definitions of Stash Buster. So sometimes it's a quick project that you can work from your stash. Sometimes it's just a project you can work from now out needing to go yarn shopping. So you have that like those two skeins that you don't know what to do with, and then you have a project to create with them. So sometimes it's not always about speed, but it's about making use of what you have and not always having to go out and purchase yarn.
But
Uh,
I love to shop in my own house.
yeah, that's why I also love to sometimes design one skein projects. Once that beautiful skein of yarn that you bought on vacation, that fingering weight yarn, and you need something to make with it, and we hold on to it and cherish it and look at it and pet it and love it. But
Yep.
sometimes it's more fun to take that one beautiful skein and have a project you can create from it. So
It,
that's a thing that I love to do is give you opportunities and ways to create with that one or two skeins. I have a few shawls I designed that they're asymmetrical. So they start with a few stitches and you can just keep repeating it. So if you have one, two, three, you make it as big as you want. You use up the yarn you have and you turn the yarn from your stash into something that you can actually wear or use or gift. And I have lots of, balls of yarn like this size,
yeah.
enough to do a big project with, undecided on whether they're enough to, incorporate color work into something else. That's why I loved this coaster or the tiny treasure socks that I did. So many people made those as gift card holders last winter. That was fun.
When we travel, so when we would travel in the camper, I always do souvenir yarn, and I've even got some very interesting yarns. And you're right, you feel like what's important enough to use this on. And then if we were traveling abroad, the trick is to box up your laundry and send it home and have room in your luggage for yarn.
Oh, I love that trick.
That morphed from when my girls were babies and in diapers, which was over 30 years ago. You'd travel and you'd have all these diapers in the suitcase, and as the diapers got used up, there was room for yarn. And then that became sending the laundry home and filling with yarn.
Oh, I've never heard that suggestion before. I think that's genius.
Thank you.
It is, yeah. I love that idea. Uh, Thank you for that very kind note in the chat, Felicity. And Michelle says, thank you, Jessica. We appreciate everything you do. And Charlotte says, thank you so much for everything. So again, watch the video for the code. If you didn't find it, it's there. I shared it a few times. If you have questions about anything, reach out to me and I will see you in the group. I'm gonna go feed the kids before the next my next thing. All right, take care, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all so much. It really means the world to me that you joined me.